The first time I realized that I was woke to a situation or more aware is when I got mad about something and didn't care about the consequences of what my anger did to other people, and be angry enough to do something about it and take responsibility for all of the repercussions that came with my decision. That was with my first. I've been married a couple times. That came with my first marriage and my second marriage.
I would say my moment of awakening would be realizing my full potential. I, at one point, dealt with imposter syndrome, where I felt like I didn't belong in a certain space. And so once I got to medical school, that kind of tripled. And then the more that, tasks or obstacles were put in my way and I started jumping over them, I realized like I do belong here and I am going to make a difference. So I would have to say that was my moment.
Let's see. This is a loaded question, but I think for me, there was an awakening to the fact that what I believed was not the only thing out there, and that many different belief systems actually have the same universal truths and laws, but they just are implemented differently depending on where you are in the world. So being able to accept people for who they are, no matter what they believe, as long as they're not hurting anybody else, that was an awakening moment for me.
Hello. My awakening moment is right now. This COVID just got to be over with. It's awakening for me because first when it started, I was a little hesitant to work because I thought, like, why risk myself where there's no PPE? Why risk myself when the government and all the other people are not doing what they need to do to protect us? But I think I got out of it, and now I think I'm a semi-hero. I'm helping others, helping COVID patients, and I really hope we get over this mess soon.
Yes, definitely.
No. I'm going to say my awakening moment was actually when I took a class called Relational Math, and it really helped me to understand where a lot of my core beliefs came from, and that in understanding that, it helped me to really redefine who I am, but even more importantly, understand that I am enough and that I am going to always be changing, I'm ever evolving, and I have to be okay with myself and not so much worry about what other people think about me, because if I'm enough for me, then I am simply enough.
Yeah. Read over it.
Oh, yes. Oh, Lord, yes, I am.
Okay, so the quote I got is create something beautiful today. And it definitely resonates with me because that's what I try to do every day. Whether it's jewelry or a yoga sequence or draw something, write something, do something.
My quote is dream big. Yes, I'm always dreaming big. Yes, I'm always reaching up as far as I can, and I do reach them. So I'll say, dream big, make a plan, work on it. It's not always going to be easy. It's going to be hard. It's going to be challenging. It's going to be days you're going to cry, and just stay focused and keep dreaming.
Oh.
So mine says, not just a star, wish upon the universe. And I guess if I were to apply that, to my life, it would be to think bigger than what you can see, because there is greater for you. You just have to reach out and get it.
Mine is use your voice and say it loud.
Oh, okay.
Mine is my confirmation because I do the Fearless Morning Show weekdays at 7:15 on Facebook. And some mornings before I hit that live button, I was like, nobody wants to hear what I have to say. Nobody wants to know this. So this is just confirmation. You have.
Okay.
Okay, so mine is self-love is not selfish. And the reason why I love this quote is because of my company, Mind Body Sex, and even in my personal life, one thing that I always like to tell my clients is it's okay to love yourself. And loving yourself is honestly essential. You can't be in a happy relationship. You can't be in a fulfilling relationship if you do not have self-love. And that honestly leads on to your kids as well, because you can't pour from an empty cup. So that's one of the reasons why I feel like this quote is so true. It's not selfish at all. And we as women, we have to learn to really put ourselves first, because we give so much to other people, and sometimes we forget about loving ourselves and truly nurturing ourselves. For me, consistency was key. Keeping a routine, planning, constantly speaking affirmation, speaking life into myself, reminding myself that not only was I a strong Black woman, that I was confident, that I was intelligent enough. So just constantly doing words of affirmation, because that's also my love language. So I had to constantly speak life into myself.
So I guess for me it would be studying and continuing to just seek knowledge from other people, other places, other things, so that I take less of my own perception and lens of like my world here in this place, in this space, and open it up to being a loving person to all people. Different types of yoga, different types of body work, different types of emotional releases, shadow work, all of those things that kind of make you not only hold up a mirror to yourself, but also be able to look at other people like, okay, I see you, and I can love you from where you are, somehow.
Okay.
For me, dream big. That's a good one. I'm gonna continue dreaming, and I hope all of you guys continue dreaming out there and reaching for it. Execute, plan, and do it. Just planning. It's a process. It doesn't happen. It depends what you're planning. That determines how long it's gonna take. So for me, planning is, I like writing, so I write down things that I plan on doing. I have short-term goals, and I also have long-term goals. And to me, the short-term goals are very important, because that's the motivating factor for me to reach my long-term goals. So executing those short-term goals is very important to me, even though I take them all seriously.
I'm going to say that getting to the point of realizing that I am enough and being confident in myself and walking in my purpose, it just really goes back to an understanding that I'm a child of God, and what He has for me, it is for me. That, you know, when you look at the scriptures, Jeremiah 29:11 says, I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and bring you to an intended end, which means that I'm His, and He's not going to let me fall, and He thinks I'm great. And so I just have to learn to walk in that greatness and love on myself enough to fulfill every purpose that He has placed before me.
I would have to say one of the things that helped me to stay woke or continue on my journey was continuing to educate myself on everything and not be overwhelmed with the information I do receive. Because as we grow on this journey, we find out so much more about ourselves that we can feel like we let ourselves down because we didn't know already. So to be gentle with myself, give myself some grace and some understanding, and the more knowledge that I get, I can add that to my knowledge bank and not beat myself up. It's like, oh my God, Jojo, you didn't know this. And what I've learned is that information comes to you when you're ready to have that information. It wasn't time for me to know it yet, and it's time for me to know it now. So I do that by journaling, taking in the information and putting it in bite-sized pieces and making sure I can digest that, and then once I learn it, apply it immediately.
I'm going to say that the way that you find your awakening moment is simply taking time to stop and consider what's going on in your life. And I know sometimes things can feel really chaotic, and you can feel like you're going in circles, or you're not fulfilling your purpose, because oftentimes we look at what's going on around us and we start comparing ourselves to others, and so, you know, our journey starts to seem a little unfulfilling based on what we're seeing around us. But if you really just stop to think about it, you're exactly where you need to be. And for me, that was my awakening moment, was when I realized I'm where I'm supposed to be. I know what my purpose is. I know how to fulfill my purpose, and that everything is going to happen in the right time, because what God has for me, it is for me.
How do you define your awakening moment, or how do you find it? You would really be getting to the point that you can separate your thoughts and your feelings from all the things that you've been told your entire life. So everything that's been conditioned around you, stop and take a moment and think, does that really resonate with me? Like, do I really believe that? Am I really that person? Or who am I? And then just stripping yourself down to you, and then being able to live in that space and really define like who you are, so that you can love yourself, and then you can awaken and emerge in authenticity rather than what everybody else wants you to be or has told you to be. Hi everybody, I'm Free Spirit Tiffany, and you can find me on Instagram at freespirit_Tiffany.
Holding you to who you used to be, or the things that you did in the past, or the mistakes that you made. And so you get
Hi, my name is Musu, the owner of Mula's Luxury here. You can find me on Mula's _luxury_ here. And for the most fabulous deals and prices, come check my website out. Also Instagram, musu.lahai, or Mula's Luxury here.
Hey, this is Kathy Butler with Comfort in the Storm. We do child sex abuse prevention and awareness trainings. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook at Comfort in the Storm, all one word. And we would love to hear from you. We post prevention and awareness tips on our social media platforms daily. So reach out to us, talk to us, comment on our posts, reach out to us for training.
Hey guys, my name is Yamitra JoJo Waddell, the only Live Past Crazy specialist. So what better place to be than here with me? I am the host of the Fearless Morning Show over on Facebook, weekdays at 7:15 a.m. Also the host of the Live Past Crazy Show, everywhere podcasts are found. And if you don't listen to any social media, you can read any of my books. I have 5. They are all on Amazon. So if you go to Amazon.com, type it in, you will find it there. And of course, here on Instagram at Jan Waddell.
Hey guys, it's Dr. Canary here. You can find me at dr.canary on Instagram. I also have a YouTube called Dr. Canary. You can also go to my website at doctor, that's spelled out DOCTOR, mbs.com, and check out for sex tips, my mind.body.sex on Instagram.